£29,000 for bursary and £31,000 for scholarship. That's what the UK government is willing to give anyone who wants to come to the UK to train to teach as a physics teacher in this 2026 September. I'm Dr. Chini Teaches. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share my videos for more content like this. Thank you. This initiative has been ongoing because the UK government wants to recruit a lot more teachers in the science sector. Apparently, we're losing, or we don't have enough physics teachers in the education industry, so we're looking to recruit a lot more teachers, especially international student teachers now. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, I want you to tune in and get a seat, sit down, and I'm going to walk you through the various steps of making this form of application. The difference between bursary and scholarship is just bursary is available for everyone and anyone who is eligible to obtain this opportunity. Who's eligible for this opportunity? So long as you studied sciences and you studied anything that has physics in it, you've got the passion to teach, all right, and you've got a bit of experience in teaching, then you are eligible. Whether you are in Nigeria or any other country or even here in the United Kingdom, so long as you get a school who is willing to take you in, you are eligible. So you receive the £29,000, and guess what? It's tax-free. That's the good part of it. Now, if you think that you are good enough, you've got something like a first class, you've got a portfolio that is speaking for you, you've got a lot of facts that you can present, which is in any case not even so much, and you feel you can present these facts, then you can apply to the Institute of Physics. This is the body that awards the scholarship. So the Institute of Physics, if you apply to them and they approve, then you receive £31,000, which is £2,000 above the normal bursary. The bursary is £29,000, and the same also goes for anyone who is going to be teaching French or languages. So for French and languages, you've got £20,000 as bursary and £22,000 if you win the scholarship. And believe me, what you need to apply for the scholarship is not even a lot. So long as you know you're good and you've got good things to show, good portfolio, good CV, you've got things you've done, maybe project you did while in school, or you're good in STEM, these are the factors that they will consider and would approve you for the scholarship. Now, this scholarship is paid over 10 months, and that's starting from September when you begin school. I think you receive your first payment in October. Now, let's take, if you're receiving the £29,000, that means at the first, it's paid between 1st and the 3rd of every month. So from 1st to 3rd of October, you receive £2,900 straight to your account. Now, what a lot of people do is they use part of this funding to pay their school fees. I will explain later, all right? If you get admission into a school and let's say, for instance, you're charged your school fees is between £12,000 to £18,000. For it, let's just assume that you got a school which your school fees is £16,000. Now, what it means is that you channel £1,600 into your school fees, and you have a whopping £1,300 for your maintenance. So that is a very good opportunity which I think you should explore. So there is a scarcity of physics teachers in the UK, and that's why the Institute of Physics has collaborated with the Department of Education to bring about this initiative, and which is to encourage people to learn to teach physics and then to pay them while they are learning. I believe it's a unique opportunity that someone out there might not know about, and when they see this video, they could take advantage of it and apply, make applications, and of course, if you get it, it's a good one. All right. Now, for you to teach in the United Kingdom, you need 2 major qualifications. Now, one is specific to the United Kingdom, all right, and that is the QTS. The QTS is just an acronym that says Qualified Teacher Status. All right, now you need to have a QTS for you to teach. Now, but also you can gain a PGCE. PGCE is your postgraduate certificate in education. Now, PGCE is internationally accepted. That's worldwide. And that means if you receive this qualification, you can decide tomorrow to teach in Canada, to teach in Australia, to teach in any country of your choice. I would advise, in my opinion, if you're going for this opportunity, I would advise that you look for schools that would offer you QTS with PGCE, because some schools focus only on the QTS, while some other schools will do the PGCE and the QTS. Another thing I need to mention is that there are pathways, different pathways for you to gain, get into this. The most common pathway is the university-led. Now, what does that mean? It means it's taught as a course in the university. That's the PGCE is taught as a course in the university. That's a master's. There are different pathways you can take that leads to QTS and PGCE qualification in the United Kingdom. Now, I'm going to talk about the different pathways in a separate video, but for this video, I am focusing on the two major pathways that you will need for you to get this funding for your physics. All right. Now, I need to also explain that whether you're trained to teach biology or chemistry, the rest of the other subjects is entirely up to you. You will not receive bursary as an international student. Now, this bursary specific is the only bursary that doesn't have a clause to it. What do I mean by a clause? Now, for every other funding, you have to be a home student for you to receive a bursary. Now, but for this particular one, that is physics and French or languages, you do not have to be a home student. In fact, it is better off if you're coming in from Nigeria or any other place, any other country of your origin. All right. Now, there are two pathways I am going to be focusing on, and the first one is the university-led. Now, with the university-led pathway, what it means is that you have to gain an admission into a university to take this as a postgraduate course. So that means you already have a degree, a first degree or a second degree, and which is science related, which is sciences. It could be in physics. It could be physics related, like astronomy, or there are other physics related subjects or courses, and it could be engineering. So if you've done engineering of any type, you are very much eligible. And finally, it could also be natural sciences. So long as you can show in your transcript that you did a bit of, you did physics courses, especially if you trained in Nigeria, you did like physics 101, physics 102, and the rest of them. If you can show that in your transcript and you have a good subject knowledge. What do we mean by subject knowledge? You understand physics, all right? So that is one major qualification. So once you know that you have that, then you can apply to any university which is offering the course. I will show you how to check out for universities that are offering these courses. Now, if you apply and you go through all the processes, interviews and the rest of them, and you receive admission, you have to take the course as a master's degree course, as an MSc. That is your university-led. University-led would always lead to PGCE, all right? And then there is a second pathway, which is the SCITT method. The SCITT is SCITT, which literally stands for School-Centered Initiative Training. That is a pathway that focuses on hands-on. What it means is that you are training in the school. You are attached to a school, and you have 1 day of postgraduate training. In SCITT pathway, they are always in collaboration with a university that offers PGCE. So, and there's always 1 day in the week. Most schools will do Thursdays, I know, where you go to the university to study. With your university-led, you will still be attached to a school. The majority of your studies you do as a student in the university. But with SCITT method, you get the opportunity to go to two different schools within your training time. It's always a 1 year training, and then you also go to universities 1 day per week to do your training. The major reason you go to universities is because you need to get your PGCE, and that costs you an extra £1,000. But I will say that it is better you get your PGCE because it is globally accepted, all right, and it gives you an edge as well. So you're not like limited just with QTS. Anyway, so that is it for the pathway. Like I said, the other pathways to train to teach, I will explain in another video. I need to point out that the university-led pathway is almost always the best for international students. Now, that's because the universities have the capacity to sponsor your visa. And what does that mean? They can give you certificate of acceptance, which is what you call the CAS. And without your CAS, you can't do your visa application. So universities have the capacity to issue a CAS. But most bodies who undergo the SCITT method, they do not always have the capacity. You have to search and search and search. If we have about 30 bodies that are offering SCITT method, maybe, just maybe, about 7 of them have the capacity to sponsor. So that leaves you with very little opportunities. I'm not saying that there are no opportunities, but it's just easier when you go through the university-led. And the SCITT method is always best for home students because their prices are lower. They do like home-based fees. The home-based fees is always like £9,000 or thereabout, maybe 9,250. So that leaves you with an extra £20,000 as your maintenance. Or if you get the scholarship, which is £31,000, then that leaves you with an extra £22,000 for your maintenance, which is quite a lot. Now, but if you are going to be an international student, then your focus is on the university. Your focus is on getting admission in a university and hoping to pay your fees, with the bursary or scholarship. Now, you cannot receive the both. You either get this bursary or you get the scholarship. They are very particular about this point. You do not get the both of them. You get either of them, all right? So it's either you get the bursary or you get the scholarship. Okay, so for international students, I believe the university-led pathway is always the best for you, okay, because of your visa sponsorship. But if you're already in the United Kingdom and you do not need a sponsorship, then you can go through the SCITT method. All right. Eligibility. What qualifies you for this opportunity? I know I had talked about it in the beginning. I said if you have your first degree in sciences, that is your eligibility. It's that simple. It's that easy. If you have your first degree in sciences and you have a passion for teaching. Now, if you do not have experience in teaching, you might have experience with teaching in the church or other social activities focusing on children between 11 to 16 years. But peradventure, you do not have such an opportunity or experience, you can do volunteering. You can volunteer yourself between now and when you receive your admission. You can go to a school and volunteer to learn to teach, learn the ethics of teaching, because a lot of humanity goes into it. You have to be present in school to understand, how to deal with students. And believe me, whatever you learn in Nigeria is nothing to write home about what you're going to experience in the United Kingdom. But you do need that experience because it is part of what qualifies you. All right. So when you have that, you've got your degree in sciences. The passion is, I would say, that is almost number 2. And then you've got your experience and you're able to present these things very well, especially in a statement of purpose. All right. Then you can apply. How do you apply? There is a body called Get Into Teaching. Now, Get Into Teaching, when you sign up with them, they will assign a supervisor to you. Your supervisor will guide you through this whole process. He or she will read your statement of purpose. You are going to do a lot more work, and you've got to look for schools that can sponsor. You have to come up with something credible enough, convincing enough, and they will guide you through the whole steps. But if you want a more personalized guidance, then you can click the link in my bio or send me a DM and I will respond to you and I'll take you on a one-on-one on how to go about this. Okay, it's an opportunity I'm offering for anyone who is interested in this. I don't want time wasters. If you're serious about it, then you can send me a DM or you can click the link in my bio and we take it up from there. Now, the next thing I want you to know is there is what we call statement of comparability. And that is a statement that shows that your degree, your international degree, is equivalent to its UK version. So if you had studied microbiology, if you had studied biological sciences, if you studied engineering, you need to submit your degree, your certificate to the Department of Education. Normally this will cost you about £200 or thereabouts, but so long as you submit an evidence of application, if you had applied to a school, or I think it's just so long as you are communicating with someone from Get Into Teaching, you are eligible to do this on a zero cost basis. That means they're not going to charge you for this. All right, so which is a very good thing. It saves you a lot of money. Now if once you receive your statement of comparability, the next thing you need to work on is your IELTS. So a lot of schools will require IELTS from you. So I would advise, or in my opinion, I would say that you can begin now to prepare for your IELTS, to book your IELTS. Take the first one. In most cases, they will have a score band they want you to attain. Communication is one very good thing in school. You cannot teach without proper communication. So they take IELTS very serious. And believe me, there are so many materials out there to guide you. I can guide you, but there are lots of YouTube videos. There are lots of platforms where you can learn your IELTS and get materials, take your IELTS, and that's it. Yeah. And then you will need references. You need references from your boss at work. If you work in a school, you need reference from the school owner or a supervisor. Now, if you do not work in a school, you will need reference from a professional person to say that they can attest to you being of good character. You would also need a police report. I need to make this very important point. If you're still a student and you're due to graduate this year, you can apply. Yeah, you can apply. If your head of department, head of faculty, or supervisor, or anyone in your department can attest to the fact that yes, you are a student in this school, yes, you are of good character, and yes, you're due to graduate with so and so GPA, you can apply. So this is also an opportunity for undergraduates. So you can easily make this application if you're sure that you are going to graduate with a good score. Oh yeah. You know what? Your placements serve as work experience for you, because you will be placed in schools. You'll be going to schools to train to teach, whether as a university-led or the SCITT method. So long as you are in a school setting, university-led, I think you go to 2 different schools, and the SCITT as well, you go to 2, but the posting time is different. The posting time is longer for the SCITT method. The posting time is shorter for the university-led. But that serves as work experience in the UK for you. So even before you finish your training, it starts in September and finishes in July, because it's a 10 months training. Now, even before you finish, you already get a job, because you have a UK working experience. And believe me, physics teachers, they are looking for you everywhere. Come and learn, come and train to teach physics in the UK. It is a beautiful opportunity. Come and take this opportunity. I don't know how long more they're going to do this, allow this initiative to run. So I would say you should make good use of it now that it's still available. I have prepared a guide, all right, that will take you through all of the processes of how to apply, which schools are offering this opportunity, and all you need to know, you can get that from my seller account. Okay, I've got an ebook as well that will guide you. Thank you. I have prepared a guide that explains this whole process in details, okay? And I've got an ebook as well on it. You can obtain that those ones through my seller account. And remember, you can contact me, and I am more than willing to guide you through the whole process. If you are a physics teacher or you are an aspiring physics teacher, you've got what it takes, you've got the qualification, you've got the passion, please send me a message and let's take this from there. Thank you again. It's Dr. Chini from Dr. Chini Teaches. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and share my videos. Thank you.